Hello America, I'm Bob Smith at Keller Williams. Today we're going to be showing you a very exceptional home. And I've got the architect, the restoration architect of McKinney, who's done over 300 homes here in the McKinney area with us. And James West knows this home and he's done a lot of work on it, knows a lot of the special points of architecture that I'm going to let him tell us about because he knows this.
Well, shall we go and look?
Let's go look.
Let's do it. The architecture of the house is a Greek Revival style, popular in the United States, primarily from the 1800s through the 1860s. Greek Revival style is classified by its entablature, the architectural columns, all of the bracket work that's done here, and the prominence of the house on the site captures the classical style of placing houses in the natural setting. The front porch has been restored using the original concrete, and the appointments of the house doorway and the balcony are very strategic parts of this architectural style. Beautifully restored by Michael and Elisa Adams.
Well, hello and welcome to 315 North College Street. This is the John Hurd Adams home, built in 1921, an amazing, iconic home in the McKinney Historic District. Come on in.
Thank you. It's a lovely home. Many of the original appointments of the home are still intact. Many things have been added by the Adams family. Elisa Adams, in particular, was in charge of the design of the interior and the overall restoration of the house. Dr. Adams, quite busy in his work, had infinite insight into how we should go forward, I'm sure, but overall, we'd like to remember the work of Elisa in this work. As you look in the hallways, you see plaster walls, which were enhanced from the original plaster finish to a Venetian plaster, which gives that luster and shine. Both in the hallway and in the dining room, we have a more buff finish. Again, as on the outside, you see complete architectural detailing of the cornice in the room, the valances over the curtains. On the north side of the central hall, has a large dining table and drawings from the original plan sets for the house, showing the detail that were used in constructing the house in 1921. You can see the first space is the butler's pantry, now opened to the kitchen and the sunroom beyond. It's a principal room of the house for family. This room was nonetheless classically designed with the granite tops and Brothers Adams detailing on the cabinet work, which are mahogany wood throughout. The Brothers Adams were the primary architects in England the last half of the 1700s and were very famous for their architectural design styles and in their Georgian tastes. The interiors were particularly the result of James Adams, the brothers' interior design work. These details were selected by Elisa for the cabinet doors and all appliances in the room. Original windows over the sink keep the integrity of the window fenestration throughout the house intact. Split brick pavers are used on the floors throughout the kitchen and in the sunroom in particular, joining the two together. In constructing the sunroom, a large steel girder was created to open the masonry wall, which supports the masonry wall above. as the whole house is a masonry bearing wall system with plaster interiors. The sunroom is a very pleasant room with beautiful sunlight coming through. Engaged columns consistent with the original columns in the front of the house, and again, Greek Revival style detailing and fretwork on the window seats. Originally, the house had a small back porch, which was replaced by this construction, and a larger terrace was added on the back, and window and door pockets were added on either side for shutters to go across the openings of the windows at night on the lower level when requested.
That's pretty cool.
These details are consistent with the classical style and the Georgian style. We'll go out back in a little bit, but let's go upstairs and take a look. The original staircase, which you saw below, is continued upstairs to this landing with the Venetian plaster and the anaglypta wall covering. The original rear window over the stair was retained, and the classical deck outside it was added over the sunroom with classical urns, capping balusters with a handrail. Architectural styling on the house and other Beaux-Art and classical buildings in town were done in this fashion on blueprints that were basically used to construct the house, the drawings being the very most important part of the design work, other than selecting the right craftsman to render the project properly. Most details were carefully and properly considered as they were developed based on these drawings. This was Planery in Dallas. The landing is a very unique space, joining the bedrooms and the office space for the family. Improvements were done to the house to add an attic family room, but this was the basic original floor plan on the second floor. Again, as with most classical architecture, you have a classical facade with a central hall flanked by two rooms we'd call pens, and rooms behind in a larger home. This being a larger mercantile home has bedrooms adjoining to the rear of the front bedrooms. The balcony overlooking the entry we saw as we entered is very beautifully designed.
One thing I noticed that this home, there may be 2 or 3 others I know of, had this wide area here, about 20 feet wide. For normally they start going from one bedroom to bedroom, the new stuff.
Yeah, that's right. And this is seen as an important room in the house where people would gather as their family. In the older Victorian homes, the hallway was much smaller, maybe 15 feet at most. And in this style, each room is important to the overall composition. And the scale of the house would demand a larger hallway here as well. The master bedroom is a lovely space. Original mantel and firebox are here in place. Originally, the fireplaces in the house were fired with coal, delivered to the outside to a coal chute off the main driveway. Each room would then have its own heat source added. Subsequently, we've added central heat and air to the entire house, so it is all new and climate controlled. Again, you see the classical scale detail on the cornice of the room and the columns engaged on either side of the fireplace. The master bathroom features marble and porcelain tile, shower, and tub. A rear guest bedroom.
It's pretty cool. Here's a pocket door.
Yes, it has a pocket door on the toilet. But
So you don't take as much space opening and closing something. It just slides in and out. That's pretty neat.
This is the master closet with an attic closet extension off a spiral stair. Dressing area. Very charmingly done by Elisa Adams.
What about that closet? Wasn't that unique because he didn't curve in?
Well, what they did was they mirrored, you see, the indentation at the door. So the stylistic nature of Greek Revival is everything is balanced. The door is recessed as is the door here, so they balance. The chimneys are all balanced on the outside. Columns are all balanced one side to the other. That's a critical part of the classical revival style, the Greek Revival. So, though beveled, it's as it should be, recessed next to the fireplace. The adjoining bedroom, facing the front. A lovely room with cornice and detailing, and the white oak flooring, which is wonderful, restored.
Down there.
That's the plumbing access door.
Okay, that's cool. Gotta get into one way.
See, that way you can get to the tub plumbing in case you want to get a cutoff. Again, porcelain tile, mahogany cabinet work, and Brothers Adam detailing again. Most of the palaces of England that time used, if they were fortunate, they could have these kind of details in them. And the laundry utility room here. Well lit by the original windows on the front, the sides, and the back.